right, welcome back, Geek Freaks. Welcome. We got a special video today for you guys today. TC's very excited. We are going to go over everything that was announced last week at Disney's Investor Day 2020.
It was too much for a Geek Beat.
Yeah, way too much. Not just a day for investors; it's a big day for all the fans. So this is good. They got announced a ton of stuff. So we're going to try and go through it as best as we can.
So this was basically DC fandom came out and they presented hey, we're all in. We've got a full house. And then Disney said, oh, that's great. Royal flush. We've got about 15 billion projects. Oh, and they're coming out within the next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Some are coming out in like 6 months.
Yeah.
So it's just like, well, we've got Batman.
It's insane. So I think they announced a lot of Disney stuff too, but we're just going to focus today on Lucasfilm and Marvel.
Yeah. Definitely check those out because some of them actually look really cool.
I hear that Tom Hanks is playing Uncle Geppetto.
Yes, and there's like a
no way.
Peter Pan and Wendy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some
there's a Buzz Lightyear movie too.
That looks awesome. Toy Story is starring in it.
Yes, I am.
Wait, you're not Chris Evans.
Yeah.
That's a whole different story. I'm not sure if I'm okay with that.
Well, we'll talk about that on the podcast.
There we go.
Yeah.
I have words with that. But shall we start with Star Wars?
Absolutely.
There are like 10 Star Wars things. We went from having nothing to like 10 things over the years. So let's get right
one thing.
So the next Star Wars movie was announced. It's going to be coming out Christmas 2023, and it's going to be called Star Wars Rogue Squadron. It's going to be directed by Patty Jenkins, who has directed the Wonder Woman movies. And it's going to essentially be a Star Wars fighter pilot movie, which is freaking awesome.
Awesome.
So Star Wars
that
meets
sounds
Top
amazing.
Gun. Yep.
Coming off the game that they just released, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Something like along those lines.
Yeah. Apparently her dad was a fighter pilot in one of the wars. So she's always wanted to make this kind of movie. And she's super happy that it's a Star Wars type movie. So
if they can make it like a classic, like World War II movie, the straight, dogfighting, I'm all in.
Oh my God, yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
That'd be so cool.
I know.
From what I understand too, is they're going to be basing this off of some of the comic books,
hopefully
some of the novels that they had. So they're going to be pulling all that from that, which is cool.
There's great stories there. So that's the next movie we have to look forward to. After that. No release date yet is going to be the untitled Taika Waititi film, which he's currently in the middle of writing. I have no idea what it's about, but I'm so excited for that. It's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be way different than anything we've seen before.
Yeah, I really Taika Waititi. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. And interestingly, I thought they'd announced that Rian Johnson trilogy. I don't know if that's happening anymore because they didn't say anything about it. So
is there somebody else? Are they working on another trilogy though? Weren't the guys from Game of Thrones?
I haven't heard any update with that. I don't know if they're still doing that.
Yeah, that was the one that was supposed to take place like 1,000 years before, right?
Everything happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I still like that idea. I mean, I'd love to see something like that. Listen, I'm sure we're going to be seeing Marvel projects till we're in the grave. So, Star Wars projects.
Yeah. If only a few of them are good, I'll be happy. That's cool.
Yeah, and I think we kind of discussed this once on like our Star Trek and like Star Wars thing. Is like I think Star Wars is realizing they need a little bit more quantity, and I mean, like I think the problem is like there's enough here where there's going to be something for everyone. So even if it's not for you, maybe it's for something for someone else.
The thing is, all four of us on here right now, we like completely different things in Star Wars. I think it's safe to say. So if they have enough shows where there's something for everybody.
Similar stuff than you do.
Yeah, probably. My point being, if they have enough where it's enough where everybody has their own, little niche, then I think it'll work.
Sorry, I just want to tell you quickly. My dad stopped by today, and we were talking Star Wars for a little bit. And he goes, "I can't watch those Natalie Portman ones." I was like,
I like how you refer to them as the Natalie Portman ones.
Yeah, that's fair.
So on that note,
yes, can we talk about my favorite part of this entire 4 hours?
Let's go.
So obviously everybody knows the Kenobi show is filming. It's going to officially be called ObiWan Kenobi. It's going to begin 10 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith. So that's 9 years before New Hope. And yeah, it's directed by Deborah Chow, who did a few Mandalorian episodes. She's awesome. And my boy Hayden Christensen is going to be reprising his role as Darth Vader. And I know Tess is not excited at all, but lots of people are. So please.
I don't really have any reaction to it. I'll be honest, because I think we're really not going to get anything from him than being in the suit.
I feel like it might be flashbacks or like nightmare type things.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, there's really no reason to get anything from him otherwise. I mean, I don't know if they're going to go James Earl Jones. If they get anything else, I'm going to be disappointed. But I mean,
if he's in the suit, they'll do. If he's in the suit, they'll have James Earl Jones do it. I'm sure.
I actually like what was your name? Deborah Chow. Deborah Chow. She's done a lot of really awesome action scenes. I think in the first season she did that scene with all like the bounty hunters when they came and saved them. Like that was me. I think she's gonna bring it for this.
I'm pumped.
So you got to understand too. I mean, it's been a long time since Christensen has done these movies. So I'm hoping that he's grown a little bit more.
If you guys, I don't know if you guys, no, you haven't. I know it. He did 2 movies before Star Wars. One's called Life is a House, and there's another one I don't remember. But I haven't seen them. But from what I understand, he's really good in those.
Didn't he do Jumper?
Yes, that's the one I was thinking of.
Wait, he did that before Star Wars?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think he did.
No,
Life is a House definitely was.
Yeah, I think Jumper was after.
Yeah.
So you're saying he did really good in the movie, and then he got worse as he got into.
Well, I think the consensus is that he was working with bad dialogue in the prequels. I know you disagree, but I'm hoping that he does well with some good writers.
We won't hark on that.
Yeah.
Listen, he's got to prove himself here because he's got a lot of people that's not behind him. Like, there's a lot of people who feel the same way as you, Tess, that he didn't bring his A game, and
it's completely split. It's crazy.
He's got definitely the most to prove here, so hopefully that translates to a good performance.
He's got pretty big shoes to fill, and I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's see how he does it. If he crashes hard on this, done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, moving on. I
and
think
how can you crash on a TV show? Like I think it's a little harder.
I really don't think, if anything, we're going to get more than like 1 episode out of him either.
I think we're going to get a little more than that. But I can see more Darth Vader in the suit. I'm more curious on how they're going to fit these 2 guys in. Seeing that, because I watched The New Hope last night with my boys, and watching that because I haven't seen it in a while, and trying to figure out where how are these going to be placed. It's going to be interesting how they're going to fit these things.
And that's part of the fun. It's like a mystery of like how are they even going to do it.
Yeah, because there really is 20 years in between there, so anything could have happened. So I'm curious to see how they thread that.
There is a line, there is a line in Star Wars where when they meet, and Darth Vader says, something to the fact like we just met, or whatever. I can't remember the line.
There's going to need to be some retconning going on, unless they do something where they interact without interacting. Like they just miss each other, kind of thing.
They force feel each other.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to force feel that.
All right, go on.
All right, I think everybody expected this was coming after The Mandalorian a couple weeks ago. Ahsoka will be coming, starring Rosario Dawson, written by Dave Filoni, with Jon Favreau and Filoni serving as executive producers on the show. So I'm most excited for this, I think, besides Kenobi.
I thought this was a little interesting. Wasn't there talk about I'm not sure which director she was going to take more of a role with being with more females, and I thought this was going to fit into that. I forgot what that director's name was.
Leslie Headland.
Who?
Leslie Headland.
Yes,
she's doing the show that's later on.
Okay,
but I could go to that next.
But I thought this Ahsoka was
going to be this
her realm.
I'm really hoping that we get Thrawn from this. Like, if this is where that leads to, if Thrawn shows up in this, that's going to be really exciting.
I think that's a no-brainer. I think that's where that show is going to end.
So I've also seen some fan art, and I really like the idea of John Hamm as Admiral Thrawn.
Who's who?
The guy from Mad Men. The main character, Don Draper.
I didn't watch that, but okay.
Yeah, you'll look him up. I'll look him up. You'll recognize him.
All
right. More from Filoni and Favreau. We're going to have Rangers of the New Republic, a show set in the timeline of the Mandalorian, and
I'm excited
by both of them.
I'm excited for that. And you know what I thought about? First thing I thought about after the last show was getting Mayfield in there. Have Mayfield be part of this show. Because I tell you what, I think somebody told me that he wasn't a big Star Wars fan, but this guy was made for this. I mean,
he's one of my favorite new characters of all time.
Have you guys ever watched any of his stand-up?
Yeah,
No.
he's
Like he's very like controversial kind of guy.
Yeah.
He says like a lot of stuff. So he was even surprised that they asked him. He goes, "Are you kidding me? All I do is make fun of the losers who watch stuff like that." And I was like,
But he's doing something right, and I think he brought
it all works.
the 2 episodes he was in. It was fantastic, and
I think he's a great character.
I think he would be perfect for this for some strange reason. You know, just the way they left that. You know, him maybe going more to the good side, and I don't know. I mean, because a ranger to me is somebody who protects somebody. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's interesting how this one's going to go.
So are we going to assume that this is Cara Dune? Maybe
could be. Yeah,
the girl rolling with what's her name? The one who's rolling with Boba Fett right now.
Yeah, I don't remember her name.
No, I think she's going to stay with Boba Fett.
No, I feel like if they're gonna bring like a cast together and they're saying like it's almost like female led, I feel like those two are already kind of like starting to build that relationship, at least from the last episode. I mean, I don't even know who else it could be at this point. Maybe Boba. Who knows?
But again, getting Filoni and Favreau to do this, like, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, well,
100%.
Yeah.
All right, next up. Don't know how I feel about this. We'll see. Lando. No details whatsoever about whether it's going to be Donald Glover or Billy D. Williams or both, like has been rumored, but it's coming. And yeah, I don't know. I'll watch it, of course, but we'll see. I didn't mind him in Solo. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
I liked him.
Dislike him in it. So it's hard, and I've said this so many times, and I won't spend too much time on this, but I think the hardest thing to do is play a role as another person. So you're not really just playing Han Solo, you're playing Harrison Ford as Han Solo. Mm-hmm. And that's like something impossible to do. And the same thing with him trying to play Billy D. Williams as Lando. It's just
I think the two of them did really well though with that, because
I disagree very strongly, but
do you really?
Yeah, I do. I don't think either of them really did those characters justice in my honest opinion. But I would like to see, like, if they are going this route with Lando, it'd be cool to see like how he got involved with like Cloud City before like anyone like stumbled upon him. I mean, yeah, I don't know how far you can really go with a Lando story at this point.
I don't see
it's unnecessary.
I don't see Billy D. Williams being in this. I mean, he maybe a future version, but I don't see him headlining this. I just
this one just feels unnecessary. I don't know. Like I thought they did. I
think in these.
It could surprise us.
Yeah. Let's hope so.
All right, next up we have TC's favorite character of all time besides Hayden Christensen, Andor, the show featuring Cassian Andor from Rogue One. Slated for 2022, it's going to be an intense spy thriller starring Diego Luna, back as Cassian Andor, and it's also starring Stellan Skarsgård, one of my favorite actors, Adria Arjona, Fiona Shaw, who plays Aunt Petunia in Harry Potter, Denise Go, Kyle Soule, and Genevieve O'Reilly back as Mon Mothma.
I like that.
I'm a little concerned that you left out a specific name here.
This is all that was on StarWars.com. Who are you talking about?
So the guy playing K2SO is not in this?
Don't know. Hasn't been said.
Yeah, because he's really the only part of that movie I enjoyed. And I might actually skip this completely if he's not involved.
I didn't like Jin. I really liked him though.
I didn't like her at all. I liked him a little. I disliked him a little less, but
so you still disliked him though?
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they're doing this. I think I would have maybe done a different kind of spy thriller. I don't know. I just this seems kind of weird to me.
I think stuff like this, like especially with him, I think they'll do a lot better in shows when they have more time to flesh these characters out. Because like something like Rogue One, where you introduce these characters and you have to make the audience like them in under 2 hours, it doesn't always work all the time when it's just one movie like that.
And he's directing it too, from my understanding, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This was a strange one to me. I didn't catch that. Like it's we'll see, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But it already got a trailer.
Yeah, there was like a production reel because they started. It was funny. You see them like doing stunts and practicing stunts with the masks on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that was cool.
We'll see.
Yep,
we'll see on that one.
All right, next one is the show helmed by Leslie Headland, which JJ was mentioning before. It's going to be called The Acolyte. She's the creator of the show Russian Doll. I haven't seen it, but apparently it's very good. And it's going to be a mystery thriller set in the era of the High Republic.
So that takes place years before. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be the female-centric show, but this is the one she's doing. So, yeah, no real details, but with the theme, I'm kind of excited to see that.
Yeah, it does sound more intriguing than a lot of the other newer ones that they're popping up here.
Yeah. So
plus, it's like somewhere we haven't been before either, and that's what was kind of like great about the Mandalorian. It's like a part of time we really haven't, spent a lot,
And that's what I'm looking for. I want to see stuff that, like, how did the Jedi become where they are? Because we got that a little bit in the Mandalorian. Like, the Jedi, that was the first Jedi temple. Like, I want to see that, build up to that.
Yeah.
So let's hope so.
I know. I'm excited for this one. Next up, we got the Bad Batch coming back. I think everybody knew this was happening. Going to be an animated show akin to Clone Wars, and it's going to follow the experimental clones that we met in the beginning of season 7.
So this is great because I like the fact that they're using the same animation as the Clone Wars, which is fantastic. I mean, but again, I would love to see this as a live action. Wouldn't you love to see this as a live action?
Well, then D. Bradley Baker would have to play all the characters. Not D. Bradley Baker. What's his name? The guy who plays Boba.
Yeah, I don't know. They could figure something out on that.
D. Bradley Baker does the voice.
That's way too much CGI.
Yeah.
I guess. But yeah, that's very exciting because that was a great one. It was only like 3 or 4 episodes, right, with those guys?
Yeah.
They were a hit from day one.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. All right, next up we got Star Wars Visions. This one's out of left field. So it's going to be a series of animated short films, not related to each other, from some of the best Japanese anime studios. So this is going to aim for a completely different audience. And
so probably going to be akin to like the What If.
Maybe. I don't think it's going to be What If because it's probably going to be stories that are canon, but they're going to be self-contained stories.
And that's the one that's going to fail out of this entire list.
I don't think it's going to fail.
You don't think so?
No, I think the Andor one's definitely going to be the one that fails out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I got no urge for that one.
I'll definitely watch it. I mean, the anime, following is huge. So if there's even any crossover between anime and Star Wars, they're going to love this,
Okay.
All right, and then last up from Star Wars, we got a droid story.
Very excited on that one.
Yeah, it's going to be an animated show starring a new droid and brought to us by C-3PO and R2-D2. They're going to be in it.
Maybe a little Dio. Maybe a little Dio.
I'm sure Anthony Daniels will voice him. He always voices him.
Of course.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Because I mean, the comic series, the droids, was great. I loved reading those. And there was back in the 80s, late 80s, there was a droid cartoon, and those were fun to watch.
Who's voicing R2-D2 in this?
Do you want to? I hear they're holding auditions.
I'm surprised. Isn't there a story of like 2 like screw ups in the Empire?
Droids?
No, like are they Empire guys or something like Tank and Botch or something like that? Is that do you guys recall what I'm talking about?
I think so.
That's a comic book on a different. I think that's Boom, right? Boom,
yeah, I think so. Yep.
Yeah, that's not.
What were they called though? You guys don't know?
I don't remember.
I think you were right on that.
Yeah, I think that would work. Something like that would work really well here, especially if you like really introduce like a comedy aspect to Star Wars, because that's nothing that you've really had. Like you've had a little bit of comedy with some people, but if you brought like a pure like comedic like show into like the seriousness of I feel like Star Wars is almost like overly stuffy sometimes. If you brought like complete comic relief, I think that'd be a fun show and like a good change of pace.
Well, that's why Taika Waititi's movie is probably going to do really
I wouldn't be surprised if it's something like that,
Two
honestly.
stormtroopers living on the Death Star, just kind
That'd
of
be awesome. It's just
that.
like it's like a buddy like cop drama or something.
Yeah, hell yeah.
like perfect strangers, but in the Star Wars world.
It's like, dude, how many times do I have to tell you to put this in the trash compactor?
Oh my god. So that's all from Star Wars that's coming. Honorable mention from Lucasfilm, we have Willow coming out in 2022, which begins filming in March in Wales.
Very
and
cool.
then a new original IP from them called Children of Blood and Bone, which is going to be an adaptation of a book, which is interesting. So this is like one of the first new things that they've done in a very long time.
So I just saw that you put the notes. Sorry to just go back to Willow. I didn't realize John Chu was directing Willow. That's pretty.
Yes,
that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. So that's all. That was Lucasfilm's presentation. A lot to be excited about. A lot to be. What?
Sorry, I just want to cut you off real quick. Do we have any details on what Children of Blood and Bone is going to be about?
It's based on the book. I don't know what the book's about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So someone tell us what it's about.
I've never heard of it.
But yeah, that was Lucasfilm showing at the Investors Conference. I think there's a lot to be excited about, a lot to be skeptical about, but I think overall I'm very excited to see what they're going to bring to the table.
I mean, the fact that there's this much coming to us, whether you're excited about all of it or some of it, or one
You'll love
thing,
some of it probably.
yeah,
So,
that's just awesome.
yeah.
All right, so I'll kind of switch gears here. So I don't know if you guys realize, but there was also a lot of Marvel announcements.
Probably triple the amount.
Like 25 of them. We're gonna
Let's try
touch
and go
on
through this a little faster.
as many as we can. It kicked off basically with the second trailer for WandaVision. WandaVision has been confirmed for January 15th, 2020 release. I don't know if this was announced before, but Kevin Feige officially said that this is going to lead directly into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I mean, it looks really cool. The thing that I like the most about it is it seems like it's something, a real big change of pace to the stuff that we've gotten before. And I like that, for certain things, I like when they stay on brand, but then I think there's opportunities like in this one where they get to really flip the script a little bit and, have fun with it. They're getting to go through the decades with them. And I just think that's really cool. And they're bringing, more, I mean, they've always had a good balance of seriousness and comedy in these, maybe a little leaning towards comedy, but it looks really good. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on it.
It was a little strange. The trailer was strange.
Yeah, I mean, it was for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we got the first a better look at the grown-up Monica Rambeau too. So she was also confirmed, I believe, for the Multiverse of Madness the second. Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
So another one we got, I think this was the exclusive first look, was the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I believe right now it's being released on March 19th, 2021. So we will be getting this pretty soon. I didn't know it was going to be that soon.
I think what their intention here is to every time a show ends, start a new show.
And that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I have to say, watching the whole MCU, from the first movie they were in together, I love Mackie and Sebastian Stan's chemistry together.
When they're in the car watching Steve and
they just have a great back and forth with each other. I mean, I think better than anyone else has in the Marvel universe. And like I was saying before, this has a serious buddy cop vibe. I mean, this is giving me superheroes meets Lethal Weapon here. I mean, it seems like it's gonna be a lot of fun. They're gonna have a lot of fun with each other. We got looks at Batroc the Leaper, who's the guy with the mask, the purple guy. He's back from
Baron
Civil War. Zemo's back. We didn't even see her yet, but Sharon Carter's in this. I mean, there's just a load of people, and I think this one's gonna really surprise people.
Yeah.
But there's no Captain America vibe to this at all.
So there is a Captain America. So I think that's the part that they're holding back. So they show this other guy. They don't really show him, but Wyatt Russell. So Kurt Russell's son, Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn's son, is playing this, U.S. agent. So you see him running through a football stadium at one point in the Cap stuff. I think they're going to kind of try to take that mantle away from him because I'm sure he's going to do things kind of not the Cap way. And I think they're going to probably kind of have a little friction. But I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Hell yeah.
So I'm going to jump into the next one. The next one, I think it's mixed, but I freaking love this one. As soon as I finish watching it, I've watched it at least 5 times, and this is the only one I've watched this many times, but Loki. I thought Loki looked amazing. It doesn't have a specific date yet, but it's supposed to be 2021. It has a bunch of mystery surrounding it. Owen Wilson's character, even though he had about a minute and a half with him in the elevator as they're going down, I was like, Owen Wilson's gonna be awesome in this.
That surprised me the most. Seeing him, wait a minute, that's what?
Yeah.
Strange.
And so the TVA is this time. So it has to do with time. So I think time and different dimensions is going to come into play a lot in this as well. And I'm sure it's going to lead into the other films. I don't know if you guys noticed this, though, but if you hit pause at the 2-minute and 2-second mark, I'm pretty sure we see the Black Widow sitting on a rock. I don't know if we're going to get more than that. Definitely. If she's going to turn around and, Scarlett Johansson is going to be in this. I'm sure there's going to be tons of people who are going to make an appearance. I'm hearing Lady Sif is supposedly showing up in this. She may also be showing up in Thor: Love and Thunder. And is Thor going to show up in this? Is Heimdall? He mentions their names at some point. So, I mean, I think the sky's the limit on that show. I mean, that was a show that it seemed like there was a lot of really exciting stuff. I don't know if you guys have read any of the recent Loki, but there's like a Vote Loki series, and he's basically wearing that exact outfit. I mean, we're also hearing he's going to be different versions of Loki. I think there's going to be a female version of Loki in here at some point. I think people are going to be blown away by this one more than any of the other ones, in my personal humble opinion.
And even the trailer itself was blown away because you had no idea what's going on because it goes in thousands of directions.
And there's a crazy, mysterious villain who could literally be anyone at this point. I have no speculation of who it could be. Maybe Mephisto, but I don't think so. I think they would save him for Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But moving on. So another one. So we didn't really get a trailer, which we did get a lot of trailers, which I was surprised about. I didn't think we were going to get as much actual footage, but they're like, hey, we got to outdo DC again.
Yeah.
So
be a little better.
She-Hulk, we finally got a confirmation, and there's no date on this one yet. I'm going to venture a guess. We probably won't get this until 2022, but we did get confirmation. I think she denied it at some point, but Tatiana Maslany, I'm sorry if I butchered that, but she's famous from Orphan Black. I think she's in another HBO show right now, but she's going to be playing She-Hulk. But not only did we get her confirmation, we got Tim Roth coming back as the Abomination. We have Mark Ruffalo confirmed to be in it too. Hopefully he Hulks out at some point, or will he be Smart Hulk too? Is he going back to regular Hulk? That's a good question.
Let's hope so.
But the cool thing was that Kevin Feige did say at one point, he's like, this could be a show where you can see a different Marvel character in each episode. And I don't think he said MCU character, so we could be introducing new characters here. I mean, maybe if not Spider-Man 3, maybe this is where we could get a certain, blind lawyer from the Hell's Kitchen. I mean, he would fit in perfectly with her being a lawyer. So that seems really exciting. If you guys
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, I think that one's going to be really good. I think that one's going to be the one that people don't have as high expectations for, and then they're going to be like, whoa, you have to.
It's going to be a sleeper.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Great description. So Miss Marvel, we got a little sizzle reel of that. This one is also slated for 2021. So the girl playing Yelena Belova has been confirmed for this. So I'm guessing we won't get this until after we get Black Widow. At this point, we did get a few quick shots of the newcomer Iman Vellani as Miss Marvel, a character named Bruno Carelli, being played by Matt Lintz, and recently announced was Rish Shah. He's going to be portraying a character named Cameron. He's another new human. Are you familiar with this character at all, Hudson? Do you know anything about the Marvel world?
Bruno Carelli?
Well, no, the character's Cameron, Kamarn.
Oh, never heard of him.
All right, we don't have a lot of Miss Marvel readers, but that's okay.
Yeah,
it's cool though. They're diversifying more. I'm a quarter Pakistani, so it's cool to see a Pakistani hitting the big screen or the small screen or whatever you want to call it. The thing that I'm really interested in is if they're going to go the route of her being Inhuman, or if they're going to drop the M word on her. So are they going to use this as an opportunity for mutant? I'm already hearing that Wanda may be considered to be one of the first mutants. I think that might be discussed also in WandaVision. So I guess we'll see there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But next up, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I think she's going to be an Inhuman. I think that's like a staple to her character, and they're going to have to make her an Inhuman.
I hope so. I don't like when they kind of go that far off from the comic books. I mean, if they want to take some creative liberties, that's cool, but stick within the realm. Another one that got dropped was the animated series, the What If. That's also coming in 2021. A lot of different cool things. I think, Hudson, you mentioned a couple of these. T'Challa as Star-Lord's one. Peggy Carter as Cap Britain probably. Marvel Zombies. I don't know if you want to add any more to this, but it looked interesting for sure.
Yeah, there was something with Doctor Strange. You couldn't tell what it was. It was two Doctor Strange fighting. It was like one dark one and one like the normal Doctor Strange. I had no idea what that was, but that looked really cool as well.
The only issue I had with this, I didn't like the animation that they showed. I just thought it was real rough, real just. And I'm hoping that, again, going back to Star Wars, I'm hoping it's not going to be the same as that Visions. I think what it was, right?
Yeah, the anime one.
Yeah, I thought this What If animation was very rough. I didn't care for it.
I think they're going the route where they're trying to do that like comic book come into life style.
It doesn't work though.
Strange, yeah.
It doesn't work.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
We'll see what happens. So a few more. We got, I think, a few more people. I don't know if for Hawkeye this was announced. So this is also coming in 2021. You know, we've seen a ton of stuff from them filming now. Was Maya Lopez. So Echo is being played by Alaqua Cox. I think that was probably the biggest thing that came out of the Investor Day. I don't believe it was announced previously. But so now Echo, who was, I think she first appeared in Daredevil, she's going to be making an appearance. We had a couple other shows. So Ironheart was announced. That's going to be starring. I think we only have the star of that right now.
Yeah,
and it will be Dominique Thorne. I think she's kind of fairly a relative newcomer. She's going to be portraying Ironheart. We also got the announcement that Don Cheadle will be the star of the Armor Wars, which that seems pretty cool. I love that. I love that Armor Wars story. It's a real strong comic book story if anyone hasn't read it before. There's so much with the Disney Plus. I mean, we've got is Secret Invasion Disney Plus too, so we're getting Samuel L. Jackson and I forgot the other guy's name, but he's back as the Skrull guy. So it's basically people like evil Skrulls infiltrate, and they're like trying to track them down. It seems like it's going to be very different than the comic story, but it should be interesting to see how that plays out. We didn't really get much for Black Widow. Just that, we've seen all the trailers, everything. We just have to get the movie at this point. And there's an Ant-Man too, right? Yes, there's an Ant-Man 2. So I just want to do one more, and then we'll jump into the movie side. So I think Moon Knight was also announced. Very light on the details as well. But that was he touched base on that. There's going to be is the I Am Groot also going to be an animated short as well?
Animated too. Yep.
Yeah. So there's that
in his teenage years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Was it Baby Groot or is it Teenage Groot?
It's a teenage Groot.
Okay.
I thought I read teenage, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. I hope baby. Well, I think baby's the best Groot.
It's supposed to be it may be just in the from baby to teenage, but it's supposed to be that time frame.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're getting this Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. I'm assuming this is going to be on Disney.
A one-off. I think it's a one-off.
That's next year, though, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Or 2021. All right.
So I think we covered all the Disney Plus stuff, and if that wasn't overwhelming enough, I think we're going to get that within the next 3 to 4 years. So that's pretty awesome.
That's insane.
And
Thor. We got to talk about Thor as well.
No, we're not done. I was moving on to film now. I mean, let's start.
Okay.
You went there. Thor. They announced that this Christian Bale guy. Have you guys seen his work before? Have you seen anything he's been in?
Nice stuff.
Batman, whatever. He's been in some DC project before, but officially announced as Gore the God Butcher. Now, if you're not a comic book fan, that probably means nothing to you. If you are a comic book fan, that's huge. I made a bold proclamation on our Instagram post saying that I think he's probably the best comic villain of the last 50 years.
I agree.
You'll notice that Dr. Doom comes much earlier before that 50 years. So that's where that proclamation comes. But that's awesome. I think, the community's been specking hard on that. And, the 3 copies that I had selling for, crazy amount of money was what was.
Did you have any left?
No, I didn't. I got rid of all. It was all right. But yeah, that's super exciting. Out of, I think, the films, that's probably the one that was the most exciting to get confirmation on. we also got. I mean, since I mentioned him already, we're getting a Black Panther announced that they are going to be moving on, but they're not replacing T'Challa. So someone else is going to be taking on the mantle of Black Panther. We don't know if that's going to be his sister, if it's going to be the girl, I forgot her other name, the other girl's name, or if maybe it'll be somebody else. Maybe they'll go a guy route. I don't know, but I think what makes the most sense to me is his sister.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be secondary to whoever gets picked as a villain. I'm really hoping it's going to be Namor, and they leave Doctor Doom for this other project that was officially announced. No date, but Fantastic Four is coming. It's officially announced. It's coming.
it's been done. It's been done.
It has, but it hasn't been done right.
Correct.
And Disney, Marvel, anyone who's listening, if you don't want disappointment, just make this happen at this point. John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, and then at that point, whoever else you want. Those are the only two people that the people want. If you go another direction, you're just going to get disappointment. So don't start on a bad note here. And that's all I have to say. And
you already have a good track record with fan casts with Ahsoka. So they
have. So
this is their third strike, man. This is the third strike on this.
Well, if they get it, they can't swing. If they get the third strike, so far they're 0-2. Right. It's not them. It's Fox.
Who do we think is the villain?
Oh, it's got to be Doctor Doom.
It's got to be.
Crazy. Doctor Doom is the greatest Marvel villain they have. You can argue with me all you want. I don't think anyone's done him.
They've done him twice. So.
Yeah. So I don't think they're going to do Doom personally because of that.
No, I think they will do it right.
I think they'll save him. I don't think they're going to do Black Panther 2 with him, and they'll save him for maybe if FF works out, then they'll save him for the second movie or third.
I mean, he could be.
I think it's going to be Submariner in the first one, personally.
For Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
I think that's going to be Black Panther. There's no one else to get you to go see Black Panther.
I guess they could theoretically appear in any movie, so it doesn't matter.
Have to give you someone like on a huge level.
Yeah.
The loss of T'Challa.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, and then there's also Captain Marvel 2. We had confirmation that Iman Vellani is going to be in that as Miss Marvel. Monica LeBeau's character is going to be in that. We didn't really get much more than that unless I was missing something. We also have the AntMan movie. Spider-Man 3, also very quiet. We didn't get a lot of. I think that might be because it's a split Sony property, so we may find out more. I mean, we've been hearing so much on the internet with all those announcements, and we've been sharing those. So, I mean, I think the only thing that was confirmed was Alfred Molina, so we won't get into it any further than that.
I'm actually excited for the Ant-Man because that's supposed to take. Michelle Pfeiffer's supposed to be in that. So I'm.
And we're getting King the Conqueror. He was confirmed as the villain. So he's a huge character. He's a very interesting character too. Probably, definitely within the top 5 of Marvel villains. He's very interesting.
And that also means we're going to be going all around time for this one. So that
I think this is going to tie into like all the other stuff as well,
which fits into the whole Loki stuff. So maybe it's all just going to come around.
And he, Kevin Feige was also saying that Feige, this is all going to be connected to each other. I mean, Shang-Chi, which we haven't even got to yet. I mean, I want to see a real what the heck's his name? Shoot, it just slipped my mind. Who's the villain? The villain, Tenra.
It's slipping my mind now as well.
I have no idea.
It's the M.
Yeah, it's the Mandalorian.
No.
Oh God. I'm sorry. The villain, the Shang-Chi, the Iron Man villain.
Yeah, he has the
from the movies.
They did a bad version of him in Iron Man 3.
Yeah. Starts with an M.
Mandarin.
The Mandarin.
Yes, the Mandarin. So we're supposedly going to get a real version.
That's funny that none of us remember that.
I kept thinking of Mandalorian. I'm like, Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's exciting. They've announced. I don't really think anything new was announced there. I could have missed it. There was so much information to go with. And, they mentioned that they're going forth with Blade 2. Again, no, I don't think any new information there. I mean, it's just, I think we covered everything, but if we didn't, it was just unbelievable.
Overload.
I after that was over, I had to take like an Excedrin. I was like, my head's gonna explode. But yeah, hopefully, we have more to share soon. And, we appreciate everybody tuning into this. It's not our normally scheduled program here, but it was too much to not share with you guys and give our opinions on.
And let us know what you guys are most excited for.
Yeah. Hudson, thank you again for helping us out with a lot of those posts and joining us for this special edition of Don't Feed the Geeks.
Thank you guys for having me.
Awesome.
Anytime.
Thanks, guys. Continue to tune in. Stay tuned for. I don't know. We don't have an ending for this.
Nope. Take care.